I'm on North Street in Pittsfield. It's 35 degrees right now. I feel like I'm in Florida. I can't remember the last time I've seen liquid water on the sidewalks here. It's been, I swear, like 2 or 3 months. Yeah, we first had our single-digit snowstorm 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Here we are in the second week of February. This winter has dragged on. But tonight, I'm going to do my long drive. I might even crack the window open. I am going to Boston. Right outside my gym, there's a little convenience store. I call it the Real Cabela's. It's got the most disgusting coffee ever. It's always cold. It's always bland. It's always got sediment in it. So I need to fuel up for this long drive. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to try to hunt down someplace else. But I'm also not doing the scenic route for the first time. Driving from Pittsfield to Boston is something I've been doing twice a week since September of 2021, and I've rarely missed a week. But I always take Route 9 or Route 20 or Route 2. I've been avoiding the Pike. Believe it or not, like the Pike is novel to me at this point, and it's also going to save about a half hour of time. Right up ahead is the Ford dealership in Pittsfield that I no longer go to. Felt like I wasn't getting good service. They never fixed anything. And right next to it is the real Cabela, the fake Cabela's that I've been going to. I think I'm just going to go there again. I have been so thirsty since my last meal prep where I used all that frozen food. I have a suspicion they use a lot of salt in that stuff. I wish I had read the bags before I threw them away, but I'm gonna get some of this nasty ass cold coffee here. I think the real name of the Real Cabela's is Crispy Crunch Chicken. Like, that's the name of the store. It's the only sign they have in front. So anyway, their coffee sucks, but it's gonna fuel me on this trip. I'll be taking the Pike, like I said. I've just gotten sick of the scenic route. I think what I might do is stop at several other rest stops along I-90 and just assess them as like potential overnight options. And right here we enter historic Route 20, the longest road in the United States. Route 20 is an awesome road trip to do across the country. I'm only on it a short stretch here. At the last town I passed through before I got in the Pike is called Lee. Actually a really pretty town center. I just pulled over in Lee to get another coffee. I had to throw that crap away from the real fake Cabela's. I'm about to get on the Pike. From here, it should be like a 2-hour drive to Boston, if I'm lucky. Well, I didn't stop at every rest stop on the I-90 on my way to Boston because they're kind of all the same. I did stop at the Natick Plaza, and I'll show you why Massachusetts rest stops suck. First of all, they don't separate parking for the cars and the trucks. Like in other states, there's a vast parking lot just for all the semis to park. In Mass, we don't have that, so what all the truckers do is they just park on the driveway, on the on-ramp, on the off-ramp. Even when I was coming in, it was backed up onto I-90. It's really unsafe. I don't know why it was planned like that. Also, I've been here several times, and there's state troopers who come through here pretty much every couple of hours. It's not a place I would feel comfortable sleeping. You're very exposed. There's no overnight parking signs posted everywhere. I mean, they put those everywhere, but here I think they actually enforce them. So I'm just gonna stop and get gas here. I have less than a quarter tank of gas in my van right now, and that means my S-bar heater will not work. It draws from the car's gas tank, and when it's less than a quarter full, it doesn't work. That's a fail-safe, so running the heater doesn't empty the car. $10 for 2 gallons of water. Can you believe that? Yeah, I forgot to pick up water at the fake Real Cabela's earlier. I should have. I just said a minute ago how Mass state troopers are always popping in and out of rest stops. One just popped in over here while I'm filling up my tank. Yeah. You see the danger of all the trucks parking in the on and off ramp. Look how narrow a space it is. to have to navigate through this. It's like, yeah. I made it Boston, from Pittsfield to Boston in 3 hours. That's pretty good time. It's 40 degrees. I noticed there's no snow on the ground here in Boston. That's a welcome sign. I'm gonna jump in the back, get some sleep. I'm gonna pay a lot tonight, $6 for the night. I'm fine with that because finding a place to stealth park this late in the evening can be very time intensive. I don't feel like doing that right now. I might do it tomorrow night. I've got quite some time to hang around in Boston. I'll be here a few days at least, maybe even longer. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the back. I'll talk to you guys again in the AM. Look at that. No ice. You ever wake up not knowing where you were, like forgetting? That happened several times during the night. Yeah, I haven't been in Boston in a couple weeks. That's the longest time I've been out of here for, I don't know, for a while, maybe a few years. But it's nice not to have to scrape ice off my window. First thing I need to do today is get to the gym nice and early. Only downside to my gym is the lack of parking. You have to get there early to get a spot. I'm gonna be there all day. All right, let's see. Can I get a space? Yeah, I see a few spaces. Early bird gets the worm. All right, now it's time to get to my dunks and get breakfast. I'm gonna be camping out for a while. I just left Starbucks where I've been working for a few hours. I think the last time I talked to the camera, I was at another coffee shop, Dunks, this morning. Yeah, I didn't film because I worked a whole day, went to the gym, got my workout on, and now I'm walking back to my car. I parked about 2 miles from where the Starbucks is that I now have to walk through in the cold. That's because I'm stealthing tonight, and finding parking places in Boston, I think I've said before, you kind of have to find a spot during the daylight. Everyone returns after 5 p.m., from their jobs, and the parking spaces just really dry up. I have a few neighborhoods I regularly stealth in, but this one I got tonight is my favorite. It's close to the bus stop that I'll need in the morning to get to work. Unfortunately, like I said, it's 2 miles of walking from the Starbucks, and it is bitter cold and windy too. Can you hear that? Yeah, I am entering through the driver's side door. I am using my little buddy heater. I am stealthing tonight because I am parked on a dense residential street, and it's still only around 8 o'clock. A lot of people out on the sidewalk. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. Running my S-bar heater, I do have the muffler on it, but like I said before, it's shooting out onto the sidewalk right now, and people walking by will notice that. I don't like to attract that kind of attention to my vehicle. That's why I don't run it when I'm away. And tonight I won't run it until this can runs out in a couple hours from now. Then I'll turn it on. I'll be okay. Man, it's gotten so cold. I think I started this video, it was 40 degrees this time yesterday. I think I said it was like Florida. Well, I'm chewing my words tonight because it's 4 degrees right now. Like a 40-degree temperature swing. That happens in the winter because the air is so dry and just volatile. And man, I'm so done with the cold. I'm just very sensitive to it. I'm a skinny person, for one thing. I can't handle the cold. And I live in a vehicle. I come back to it several times a day. It's always cold. It takes a while to heat up. And I'm just, oh man. I try to stay positive, but these are the dark winter doldrums. February is going to be tough. March will be tough too. I just have to get through it, At least I got a good place to sleep tonight. Alright, I'm going to get ready, get into bed. I thought I'd address the elephant in the room, at least for me. Last few videos I've done have been about my long drives across the state. And I always get comments from people saying, why do you have to do so much driving? Why do you drive way too much, man? You're spending way too much money on gas. Yeah, I probably am. But, you know, my life is complicated because I live in a vehicle. All right? It complicates everything. Now, my job is in Boston. I still have to be there 1 day a week. I still owe my existence to having this job and this income, you know? I do work for a living. I think most people choose where they settle down based on where employment is, right? So it's understandable why I have to come to Boston so often. As for why I don't just stay in Boston all the time, my address is in Western Mass. Now, yeah, I could open up like a P.O. box anywhere, but you can't use a P.O. box for your income taxes. You can't register your car at a P.O. box. There's actually very little you can do with a P.O. box. They don't count as a residential address. Pretty much anywhere in the Union, I'm pretty sure. Now, there are mail services popping up. I actually tried that option when my dad died and his house went on the market and I needed a new place. I tried that, and guess what? My insurance company somehow knew that this was a mail stop address, and they said, nope, can't use that address. So if that's what you're counting on, you know, if you're planning on doing something like this, the address thing is very, very real, and you can't use a P.O. box. You can't depend on those mail service things. I wouldn't even attempt to do that, because you're going to have to register and insure your car, you know? Otherwise, you can get taken off the road. So that leaves very few options for what you're going to use for your address. You're going to need someone that can receive your mail for you, someone that you really trust. Someone who's okay with, like, putting you as a person who lives in their household on their census, even when you really don't. You know, someone who trusts you in return. Someone who's going to let you know when important mail comes. Someone who's not going to throw away your mail. Someone reliable. Someone who can rely on you. And I have someone like that. It's a relative in Western Mass. That's why I drive out there. You take what you can get when you're living in a vehicle and trying to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. That's why I drive back and forth across the state so much. I just don't have any other option. And, you know, it hasn't bothered me that much. I've been doing this for like 3 years now. I moved in my vehicle. My Boston lease ended in August 31st, 2021. And then for the next year and 2 months, I kind of lived at my dad's house. Did a year and 2 months of part-timing, living in the van, maybe like during the week, going to my dad's house on the weekend. And then it became like an every other weekend sort of thing. And then he passed in 2023. And I've been just holding by the seat of my pants full time in this thing ever since. So what was I talking about? Oh yes, sleeping spots, addresses. I think this video started off about sleeping spots. I'm stealthing tonight. Stealth spots do dry up in the winter because of the snow, because of like snow emergencies. There seems to be more people on the street lately parking here in the winter. I don't know why. It's something you have to worry about. I know when I cross country on my road trips, I stay at Walmarts, I stay at rest areas. I do not count on those in Massachusetts, in the Northeast in general, but especially Massachusetts. Their rest areas, every time I'm there, I see state troopers there. I see them like crawling up and down the parking lot, just like looking at vehicles. I don't know why. I don't trust Massachusetts rest areas as a place to sleep. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, I think I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know what this video was about. Addresses, rest areas. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow is my super long day. Not sure how much of it I'm gonna film. I'm just really tired at this point. I'll see you in the next video though. We'll catch up. Thanks for watching. Peace out.